Good evening, this is Michael Worth. I'm coming to you live from Kimberly, Idaho, and it's a beautiful evening here. I hope you're having a good evening as well. The disruptive pattern of behavior that I would like to give as an example from my past workplace is something that happened during my CPE residency. And I think I've said before in a post that I went through a chaplaincy residency to become a chaplain. It involves the use of CPE, which is clinical pastoral education. And in clinical pastoral education, there's a lot of really tough interior work that's done, and we put our hearts on the table and really we're out there with our feelings. And so the tension level can oftentimes be kind of high during CPE. And in the midst of this high tension atmosphere, my CPE supervisor introduced a disruptive pattern of behavior that I think he was introducing as a way of resolving conflict, whereas in my opinion it actually upped the conflict level and upped the tension level and resentment level for me anyway. And the exercise that he introduced into our CPE residency was called the fishbowl exercise. In the fishbowl exercise, the person in the peer group that other people had a riff against was put in the center of a circle, and everybody on the outside of that circle, the peers were allowed to speak about the person on the inside amongst themselves and with the supervisor, but the person in the middle of the circle was not able to say anything at all in his or her own defense. And I don't do well with triangulation in the workplace, and it causes a lot of resentment in me. And this was like triangulation on steroids. So it was traumatizing for me and caused me a lot of resentment interiorly. And as we know, trauma increases inflammation on the inside and is not good for us physically, mentally, or spiritually. And I think some of my peers also had the same experience of this fishbowl exercise. I was on the inside of the circle at least twice during my residency, and it did not resolve any conflict whatsoever. I came out of that situation feeling more resentful than I was before, and it actually increased my conflict level, I think, with my peers. I carried a lot of stuff on the inside which I wasn't able to resolve at all. And I think my CPE supervisor thought this was some avant-garde method of conflict resolution, but it was not effective in my opinion anyway. So it's interesting that a pattern of behavior that was supposed to resolve conflict is actually the disruptive pattern of behavior that was introduced into our residency. I thank you for your patience in watching this video, and I welcome any and all comments you have for me. Thank you.